Hey everybody. So guys, I haven't been on here in forever and I know that I kept saying like I need to start getting back to it because they say if you build it, they will come, right? But you know what? I needed to do some work on me. I had to go on a journey inward, like I always say all the time. If you follow me on Instagram, it's spiritually underscore Suki. I have two pages, but that's where I'm kind of sharing a little bit of different things that I've been learning. But you know what I noticed that I don't do, and so I kind of wanted to have that discussion is I don't uh, let myself be vulnerable very much. So, you know, I have learned a lot and I do a lot. My journey has been a roller coaster of different emotions and things, but I never let myself just be vulnerable. I hold that part back. And so, this part of my journey, um, I want to talk about spiritual things and I want to talk about healing and working on yourself. But part of that is, being vulnerable, being able to be sad and upset or hurt, right? Because we're working through different things and that's part of it. But I never show that side of me because I'm always busy being very, very strong all the time, which is okay. I'm glad that I have that characteristic that I can be very strong. But what am I showing the world all the time? That it's always all good, that it's always, no, it's not always all good. And sometimes it sucks and sometimes it's hard. Um, and it's like I started seeing it as being a butterfly. And so when you're a butterfly, right? Well, I shouldn't say that. Being a caterpillar that's going to turn into a butterfly. So you're a caterpillar and you're crawling through the floor. A caterpillar engorges itself until it gets into this cocoon, right? So in this cocoon, it has to go crawl to the floor and then it has to go into this darkness, right, in this cocoon before it can emerge this beautiful butterfly. So I am a lover of butterflies. So for the love of butterflies, right, and all meanings of it. And so I have to look at myself that way, that I went through a lot in my life, not just here recently, but even as a young person growing up, my childhood home. There's so many things that I have been through. And I know it's cliche, but it has made me who I am. So that's the part that I was saying that I'm always got to be this strong person. I do break down. I am vulnerable. I just don't show that side of myself, right? And that comes from all the things that I have been through. So I always show strength. But it's not reality because I do break down and I do get sad and I do cry and I have to work through things, you know. And so when this journey began several years ago, a few years ago, it wasn't pretty and it was really, really tough. And so I learned several things. So one of the things that I learned was that um, sometimes when you want something in your life and it doesn't work out, it just wasn't meant for you. It just wasn't meant for you. It wasn't your thing, right? So that had to be taken out of the way in order for what was meant to you for you to have space to come in. Um, you don't see it during that time. You don't see it because you're so busy saying, but I wanted that, you know. Um, it just wasn't for you. It wasn't for you. And once you do the journey, because it's not like all of a sudden you have this epiphany, like you really got to do the work. You got to do the work. And so once you start doing the work and you start understanding, you do your journey inward, um, then you get to that point where you're like, okay, I get it. That wasn't for me. I thought it was. And I thought that's what I wanted because it felt good at the time, right? But it wasn't. It came in for a short time, and you need to learn from it. It taught you something. So you have to figure out what that was. Whatever that lesson was, you figure it out, you learn it, and then you move on. But that takes work. It's easier said than done, obviously. But I've been doing the work for several years, you know. And it's not like I haven't stumbled in between. It's not like things haven't hit me hard during the time. But I keep getting back up because I keep doing the work. And, I had a conversation with my best friend the other day, and the work is I keep showing up. I keep getting back up, and I keep showing up, and I keep going and doing the work and doing the work. And I read something the other day that said, you may always be doing the work, right? You have to keep continuing to work on yourself. To get through this life is not easy, it's hard. And right now things are so uneasy. I was listening to a podcast because I do that now, right? Super Soul. I listen to things that make my soul feel good, that I can learn from. Even my social media has gotten to where I don't want anything that has anything to do with drama. Even people, like if some people are always on there and constantly like just talking drama, I unfollow. I want my feed to make me feel happy. I want it to hit my soul. I want it to feel like sunshine. I want it to feel warm because I had enough, and things may come up that it's enough. I don't need the excess. Why am I feeding myself that? I don't need all that. So it's all about learning and growing. It's all about learning and growing, and I've been doing that. And like I said, it's not easy. Um, but I'm blessed. I have to always remember that my blessings are great, and I don't know why I'm blessed and highly favored. I don't think I deserve it. Um, but I'm humbled and merciful and beyond grateful. And I know that I'm blessed. And so I have to remember that when I'm thinking about all these other things that, are hard or don't make me happy or make me sad or break my heart, or why did this happen or why did that happen? Why did it happen this way? Um, I have to remember not to get stuck there. That's where my work comes in. Don't get stuck there. You gotta keep going. You gotta move forward. And so anyway, I've been doing a lot of work. Um, and I came on here because I was saying I was listening to a podcast, a Super Soul podcast. And on there was saying the world is untethered. And I loved that. We are disconnected. We have disconnected. And something has to bring us back. Something has to bring us back. So, the good thing is, you go through a lot of things in life. I am now much older. And so, and working on yourself, you start to mature and you start to grow and you start to see things very different. I'm menopausal. That's okay. That's the age that I'm in. And I'm okay with that. My menopause has brought some great things, and it has brought some not so great things, like hot flashes, and you get a little bit hormonal, you have a little bit of chemical imbalance, and you get a little nutty sometimes. And so emotions run very high. So I've had to kind of deal with that because it's a very big chemical imbalance. So it's almost like you feel crazy sometimes. So I've been working on that, but it has done wonders for, a lot of other things. So, I don't know. I just feel like it just makes me feel very grown up, and it's making me see things in a very different light. It's making me a little bit more, so instead of being so, I was just talking about that I'm constantly strong, that I let myself be vulnerable, that I let myself cry. I cry, it's so kind of funny because I feel like I cry all the time now, where before it was always like I was just always so strong. It's okay. I let myself cry because it's cleansing, it's coming out, and I need to let it out. And so I do. I feel like uh, like a glow. I feel very womanly, you know. Um, and in all these things and growing, I have come to a point where in my life where I don't chase things. I'm not chasing it. I throw it in the universe, and if it was meant for me, it will be for me. And that takes a lot of work. That did not happen overnight where I'm like, okay, well, I just want to throw it out there if it was meant for me. No, there's things that I do want and it doesn't come that way, but I have to remind myself that that's because it wasn't meant for you. Because what was meant for you is going to find its way to you. There's nothing you can do to change that. Um, so, so anyway, it's been really awesome. It's been really, really awesome learning all these things. So I just let myself be a little bit vulnerable, and um, and I'm enjoying my life, and I'm in a place where I have so much freedom. And for a long time, I didn't have that, in the sense that I have it now. I was married, I had a child, and I was raising, I had a family, I was raising a daughter, and all these things, and so now I am free as a bird. My daughter is a mom, so she's doing her thing, and I'm free as a bird. I'm a single woman. I could do what I want, when I want, how I want, with who I want, whatever I want. It's great. It is really, really good. And I had to remember how blessed I am. I have a wonderful job. God has been good, and I take care of myself. So I'm not chasing anything. I don't need anything. Um, if if I have friends or meet anyone, it's always like I catch red flags immediately because I'm not desperate. I'm not like, oh, I just want something. No. If I see a red flag and there's a lot for me because I've learned so much and I know I will never settle again, I don't want to change anyone. So if I meet someone and there's certain things I say, that's a red flag for me. That's okay. That might work for someone else. It's not going to work for me. So I'm not going to settle. You got to rise up to meet me. So, and it's been great because you're bringing in good people, right? Because that's what you want. Genuine, real people. Not people that are playing games and telling lies, telling half truths, leaving things out, making you feel one thing when they're really meaning something else, doing one thing with you, doing something with someone else simultaneously. And so all those kind of things, that's so over with in my life. And I learned a lot from it. It's not going to happen again, so so I've been happy. And even though I'm happy, I get emotional sometimes still. I still cry. Like sometimes I'll hold my granddaughter, who is my everything, that baby girl. She saved me. She saved my life. I got a little emotional about that. But I still get, I get emotional and I cry sometimes. Um, and it's not always bad. It's always like, oh my gosh, thank you. God, I'm so blessed. It's amazing to me. And so sometimes I'll cry about that. I'm just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so humbled and merciful. And other times I'll cry like, I miss my dad. I wish my dad was here. I miss him so much. And some days I think about him and I'm just like, I wish he'd been able to see his granddaughter, his great granddaughter. And and sometimes it gets really, really emotional, and I think I wish I could right all his wrongs. He had a lot of demons, and I hope that he's peaceful now, and so on. I I do I have noticed that I have become overly emotional, and I worry a lot about losing people that I love. I am working on that because it's a lot. Like it's so stressful. I lose sleep. Um, I'm always on edge. I get a lot of anxiety um, about losing the people that I love. That something is going to happen to them. Um, when I get in these moments, where I think about my dad, or in the state that the world is in, or when I get into those really deep thoughts, I get I get overly emotional, and I get very overwhelmed, and um, I get a lot of anxiety from it, and so I have to work on that also. So that's something that I do a lot as well. That's my vulnerable side. Um, so anyway, I just wanted to get on here and just talk a little bit about that. I think that we all are looking for something, and I hope that we all find it, whatever it is that you're looking for. I honestly hope that you find it. I really do. Look inward though. Look inward, because you got to really take a good look at yourself. See who you are and what you want. And then go find that. You know, you don't take people on your journey of finding out who you are and what you need and what you want. That's your journey. Don't take people along for the ride, because it's not their journey. And what happens is now you have created um, maybe some chaos. You have created feelings. You have created it like an energy for them that's not theirs. So figure that out for yourself, and then you can go out to the world. You'd be better for it. You'd be better for yourself, and you'll be better for other people. You can show up as you authentically, not trying to figure yourself out and taking people down on the way, or taking people with you. Doesn't mean that you take them down, because you're not going down. When you're trying to work on yourself and it's your journey, it's not like you're going downward. I mean, it is a roller coaster, but you're working to get yourself back up, right? So anyway, I have started a page on Instagram, because this is part of my journey and I have to continue doing the work. Um, and I've been really busy because I'm doing the work. And so sometimes I don't get to be on social media, because it's not always social media. You know what I'm saying? It's a great part, because you can share your story, you can help others, and that's what I want to do. Um, I need to learn to be a little bit more vulnerable and open up a little more about my life and things that have occurred, you know, not just during my childhood, but recently, hurts and pains and sadness and things that everybody goes through, and like what I did to help get through, and come to the other side and be where I'm at right now and feel happy and glowing. And but that, again, that was work. And so I need to get to a point where I start to feel that, that to let go a little bit more and feel like I can do that. Just start letting that part out, right? Stop worrying about what other people think or how they're going to feel or what they're going to say about your story. It's your story. It's your story. So, and I'm learning that. So, so anyway, I have to start, posting more. And, again, if you build it, they will come, you would hope. And if not, so what? It's a journey that I can record for myself, and it's out there for someone that may need it one day. So on my spiritually underscore Suki page, I do oracle card readings, and I do a lot of really positive posts, because that's what I want to see. I have a personal page, which is Suki2174, but that one is like my family and friends, and that one's very, very personal. And so, and I have to think about safety and protection. I have a daughter and a granddaughter, so I'm very careful. Not everyone has good intentions. But Spiritually Suki is an open page. And, I let anybody on that page, because that's what that page is for. If I have to block people, if they're being unruly or rude or ugly or creepy or any of those things, then I do. But whatever's post there is, you know, again, it's about my spirituality. It's not my like real personal life. It's my personal story, and it will get more personal. But I don't post like my family and my daughter and my granddaughter and that kind of stuff there. So anyway, I got that out. So I am now off my soapbox. I am going to post, and I'm hoping to do a little bit more of this. And I guess I will talk to you guys soon, you know? And if only one person sees this, then so what? So be it. I'm going to continue and continue because, like I said, hopefully people that they will come. And if not, then this was part of my journey and it was for me. That's okay too. So I wish everyone well. I really, really do. I hope you find yourself, or you have found yourself, and you're happy, because that's important. That's so important. And I'm glad to say I'm happy, and I feel wonderful. And, you know, again, I'm going to have my days, right? But that's okay because I'm going to keep working and working. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So I wish everyone the absolute best. And go visit my page. I'll talk to everybody soon.